Welcome to The Advisory, Australia's #1 advice podcast, where one of the hosts' names is James and the other one's name is David. I'm James, that's David.
Doing kung fu, James.
Yeah,
kung fu energy.
You're doing a lot of moves over there, David.
Uppercut.
That's violent. No, that's you brought a very violent
I'm
energy to the start of the show today. So I'm gonna need you to apologize.
It's a violent. Yeah, I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in a little bit more unhinged than usual. I'm coming in on sort of 4 or 5 hours of sleep. It's just we're all here about.
Then these questions are going to be perfect for you today. You are going to froth these. You're going to be chomping at the bit to froth off some advice.
You hate to hear it, but you love to see it.
David, look, I'm just going to get right to it. All right. I'm 25. My boyfriend's 28. Okay. And he likes to be,
believe you.
He likes to be called daddy while we're making love, while we're being intimate. He prefers for you to call him daddy.
Start.
Yeah.
What a way to start. What is that? T-minus 2 minutes to daddy? Is that a world record for the fastest podcast has said daddy?
Speed run to daddy. We did it in
speed run to daddy.
Did it in like 2
Someone
minutes.
called Guinness.
I've obliged this request, but it's starting to creep me out, and I've decided I don't want to do it anymore. All right.
Why though? Why though?
And he's not happy with this, and he insists it has nothing to do with the connotation of the word. He just simply enjoys hearing I say it.
Hang on. Just put.
Mull that over. I'm gonna close the window so my neighbors don't hear me screaming about how much I wanna be called daddy while I'm fucking down. Okay, 2 seconds.
Yeah, while you bone down. Yeah. I guess if I had to pose a question to that sentence, he's not happy with this, and it has nothing to do with the connotation of the word. He simply enjoys me hearing me say it, but isn't his enjoyment of you saying it because of what the word means? Or does he just mean sonically he enjoys the tone and pitch of your voice when you say it? But clearly that's not true.
What you're saying
is doing it when you bone down.
He likes how daddy rolls off them lips and into his ear fibers, is what you're saying. Tickle me ear fibers and call me dada is what you're saying. Gross, David. Gross.
That's what I'm trying to unpack. Because if that was the case, what if it was a similar sounding word, right? What if instead of daddy, you said patty?
Oh, right. When you try to trick Siri into saying stuff like Jay Berry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or when you type boobs in a calculator, but you have to turn it upside down to see it.
For sure. Hold on. I've got to do one of those like makeup channel refocusing of my camera. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Back. 4K.
Oh, get ready with me. 4K.
Since he wasn't budging on the issue, I told him I'd like it for him to call me grandma in bed as a compromise.
Yes. Whoa, James, a lot of the time when people come to us with advice, they've not tried anything. We're their first port of call.
Exactly.
This person has dug deep, and they've gone, This is an advisory ass fucking idea.
This is our kind of person too, because they didn't say, hey, look, let's sit down and let's have a discussion about how we could. It's not straight to you call. Hey, daddy, you want to get down while we fuck? I'm G-Ma now.
Call me Karen in bed, bitch.
Well, that's a different sort of energy, because I feel like that's really sort of like naggy at that point. You know what I mean? Or complaining. You don't fuck good. You know what I mean? That's a Karen sort of.
I have a naggy personality, though.
Fair.
Is the issue. Yeah.
He didn't like this option and said it was giving him visuals he would prefer not to have. Like, okay, join the fucking club. Anyway, the last time he tried to initiate intimacy with me, I started to refer to myself as grandma in the third person, saying things like, do you like it when grandma does that? Etc.
Oh my God.
And he flew off the handle, said I ruined the mood, made him feel gross, and I was being ridiculous. I think I proved my point, but he thinks I'm being an asshole. Is this too petty, or is there a better way to get him to stop wanting to be called daddy?
Now, let's be clear. This is not too petty.
No.
You could take this way further.
Oh yeah, you could.
But I just want to say
the next port of call, a grandma-esque outfit, perchance.
I was gonna say I was thinking some props were
Powdered
gonna be
wig?
involved. Powdered wig.
Yeah.
Could we get a soundboard involved somehow?
A the
Prosthetics, maybe.
Oh, very good walking cane.
Get one of those Mission Impossible style masks, and it looks like you, and then you pull it off, and it's a grandma, and you pull that off, and it's you again.
Right. Or like a Mrs. Doubtfire, like dip into the icing, with the wig,
Okay.
cup of tea.
Look, all I'm saying, but before we get into us fixing your life for you, you've done this. You've made a valiant effort. This was IC Speaker 9,100 on Reddit. I just want to say, you have proven your ingenuity,
Yes.
your stick-to-itiveness. And I think that if someone asks you your greatest strengths in a job interview, you have a perfect example here of problem solving.
Yeah.
Because this is A+ work. It just happens that the problem is a little bit larger than your solution, but your solution is mwah, chef's kiss.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah.
It's perfect. And I'm very proud of you. And now let's help. It's very rare that the question asker is someone sympathetic that we want to help.
And also quite rare that they have engaged in some advisory ass tactics in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And really put that to work before coming to the internet. Which really was only because they caught some flack for, might I suggest, some of the greatest backhanding of, it's a great volley. When someone comes in, they hit you with a daddy, you say Yucksville, they say it feels good on me ear fibers when I hear you say dada, and then you say, all right, slam down on Gmar then,
This all happened, and you said, what if you, and he said, what? And you said, well, here's your own medicine. And
yes.
we love to see that. An eye for an eye makes the world go round,
which
as they will say.
Which, quite frankly, would be my first piece of advice, would be to give them a taste of their own medicine. Make them see what it feels like when you hit them.
You've done that, haven't you?
And she's done that, right? Perfectly, I might add.
You know what? You've crossed it. We didn't have to do it. You did it for us.
You did it.
Now, I don't want to set a precedent because I don't want to be out of a job.
we don't
obviously
need to,
union
with
work.
AI encroaching.
Yeah. This is union work for advice givers. So, I mean, like, I want to say, like, good on you. You're an independent contractor. I just don't want to encourage this writ large because this is union work.
For sure.
And you would be scabbing if you weren't independent. But as an independent advice
I'd like to come at that from a different angle. And David sort of come in with the iron fist, and I'll sort of come in hat in hand, and I'll say, please don't take our job. Please don't take our job.
This is the only thing that gives me any joy. My life is a miserable, a joyless husk.
Yeah.
The only moment of productivity and happiness I have every week is on the advisory podcast. And if you fucking take that away from me, I will kill myself and your family.
Yeah, and
not in that order.
And we need this more than you do. So please let us have it.
You don't know how much we need. We need this so much more than those Chuckle Boys. We need this more. This is about us. Never for a second think it's about you.
Well, okay. I like to help the people, but okay. So, but I like that we're covering all bases. You're doing it for what I can only imagine is sexual gratification. I'm doing it because I like to help. So I like to give back. And I think, what do you think about? I love the name. I love staying in the ballpark of names. What if we can?
It's good.
What if we can sell him on an alternative name? What if Daddy's great, but what if we
something sexier,
something more powerful?
Okay. So
what's bigger, better, and badder than Daddy?
It's tricky because Daddy's pretty strong.
Supreme Overlord.
Okay, now we're
Yeah.
talking. Okay, Supreme Overlord is good. What about
Dwayne
Most High Autarch?
Dwayne the Cock Johnson.
That's good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like. My
What? You
my
don't
only
like what?
concern
Which
with
part?
that, I don't think he'll go for it because his whole argument is that I just like the sound of the word, not what it implies. So I think if you add cock in there,
We know that that's not true. Okay? We
Oh, we're just
Yes.
just-
yes.
okay. All right. Okay.
We see your it's not about calling me daddy, it's just about how the word sounds. We see that and we raise you Mr. Dwayne the Cock Johnson.
It's good. What about? This is tricky because I'm not good with pun names. What about you? You see, first of all, James, I just want to say, very good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just trying to think, like, the celebrity route is very powerful.
Oh, okay.
The problem is I don't know any celebrities or have good ways to do pun names for them. So I'm trying to think of what are the other alternative buckets.
Yeah, you can sort of make it your own. You know what I mean? Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But I was trying to think what's powerful. Obviously, Dwayne Johnson, very powerful.
Yes, of course.
I was thinking more like I like the idea that you had around like the Supreme Overlord, but I'm thinking like how can we make that? How can we just really make him feel like? So I was thinking maybe like you know, High Priest Daniel or something. You know,
Okay.
the Pope could you call him the Pope?
The Pope.
He's in charge of the church after all.
Yeah.
And he's got a direct telephone line to God, I'm told.
Yeah. And that's pretty powerful. That's pretty powerful.
That's powerful.
He's a pretty connected guy, the Pope.
Oh, James, we've walked past the obvious. Mr. President.
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good, because what I like about that is it's so universal. You know, the president of what? You know what I mean? We don't just mean these United Australian States. You know,
could be anything, and it's already by default horny. So
it's very horny, and how you said it, extremely horny, extremely horny.
I was sort of doing like a bit of a there was a bit of Harley Quinn sauce on that.
Yeah,
like
it was good. Yeah.
You're my Mr. President, Mr. J. Like that kind of sauce on it, that kind of stank on it.
Yeah. Well, I hated that one. What about
Was it due to the accuracy of my character work?
You know what? now that I think about it, pretty accurate.
Yeah.
How about we stick with the comic book theme, right? What are some of the strongest Sorry, Colin. Colin, you can't come into the chat and the first thing you say is Queef Latifah.
I'm trying to do a show. We're trying to make a show. You can't.
I don't know how that's. How is that an empowering name for this guy?
Is that anything? No.
If you come
disruptive.
In and you say,
"Oh my goodness me!
Excuse me, Queef Latifah, is it time?" You know.
But we're trying to get him to replace Daddy.
Yeah. Daddy O, which I still hate with every fiber of my being. But
that sounds like you're a '60s stand-up comedian. I don't know about that. Or is that powerful?
Pretty sexy.
Because that was when
handlebar mustaches,
and racism were big in. You were the most powerful as a white man.
Flowy button-up shirts. You know,
hats,
flared jeans, huge dongs. All right,
big dongs, famously.
Well, I was sort of picking up what you're putting down with the whole comic book route. Some of the strongest characters in comic books are the people that can control the elements. What if you just called him Bobby Drake? You know, Iceman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you hadn't said Iceman, I would have said, "Who is that?" So that was good that you clarified.
He's the Iceman.
He's the ice. What if you called him
Iceman? All right, dude, Colin coming in here calling me a nerd. All right, I had to Google it. All right.
Wait, in your head, you went I want to say Iceman, but make it funny. So you Googled Iceman's name, or you knew Bobby Drake's name, but couldn't think of what his superhero name was.
You got it the first time. I knew I
Okay.
wanted it to be Iceman, but I didn't know the character's name. I had to Google it.
You went, "Oh, I'm so familiar and intimate with his backstory and lore that I always forget his dumb superhero name." What if you called him what if you get into bed and it's sexy time and you go, "Come over here, Clark Kent," or Kal-El, or Superman, pick your poison.
Ugh.
Let's get
That's
Randy
that.
Kal-El.
Oh, that's in grandma territory. Yeah.
But we're
Wish-
trying to, yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. We're trying to, yeah. I went, I slid into the energy of the question asker.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty gross, pretty gross. What about suggestions for things outside of the bedroom? Maybe
Explain yourself.
well, maybe I say, it's really sexy. A repair guy who fixes that cabinet in the kitchen that I've literally been asking you for 3 weeks to fucking fix. All right. My pots keep falling out of the fucking every time. What? I'm gonna make a fucking cacio e pepe and not fucking have pots and pans fall over the goddamn. Get the fuck. I'm sorry. I mean, it's really sexy if you could bust out the drill and maybe go. I'm into repair guys. Or maybe
You
it's tax
invented the
time and you
world's-
say, what really turns me on?
Right.
Accountants figure out my tax
James.
deductions, that kind of thing.
Now that is sexy.
Can we
you have
weaponize his
invented the world's
horniness?
Newest profession, obviously. No one's ever thought of this before.
Well, I just want to weaponize his horniness against him to get some stuff done around the house.
That's it existed for millennia. Now here's another option. Because I think we haven't lent it, because I like where your head's at. The manipulation angle we haven't lent into enough. I think because this question asker was trying to do comeuppance. That was where we started, and I want to double down on this manipulation angle.
Yeah, please.
Could we sort of condition him Pavlov-esque style to hate the word daddy?
Oh, yes.
What I'm
Love
thinking
this.
is if he finds that if his claim is that it's the sound of the word, you need to change as many people in his life and as many things as you can to refer to him as daddy. Log into his email account, change his preferred name from John to daddy. Hack into his bank, change his display name to daddy. I want his entire life to change if you live in one of those apartments where there's a little slip of thing which says your name and the apartment number, change that to daddy. I want every letter and email he receives to be addressed to daddy. Okay?
Ooh.
Because you know what's not sexy, James? Bills. You know what's not sexy? Email.
I fear you may rev this dude up 24/7 and he's just Randy everywhere he goes.
This is James, we're responsible for the advice, not the backlash. All right, not the outcome.
It's true. It's not our fault. Also, he said that he likes the sound, so I'm thinking maybe can we fuck with the starting sound of his car? When you put the keys in, can that be daddy? A text message pops up, daddy, that kind of stuff.
That was where my head was going, right? So all the sounds in his life. Could you get one of those infrared sensors so when he walks in his front door, it says daddy?
Of course you can.
When he flushes his toilet, it says daddy.
Yeah.
When he turns the shower on, it says daddy on repeat while he showers.
Yeah. I think
this will, if you live together, you will be in the crossfire.
Yes, you absolutely risk driving yourself insane. What about a super low rent, low tech version of the same thing? Anytime you're in bed, he says, "Call me daddy" or anything like that, you spritz him in the face with a water bottle. Anytime he says, "Daddy, call me daddy," blah blah blah, spray him in the face.
And anytime that you do sex and he doesn't, you give him a treat. Little Chucky. If he doesn't call you daddy, because the whole point of the Skinner reward thing is that you have to.
Okay, dude. I didn't know what you meant there for a second. You said every time he does sex, every time you do sex and he doesn't. I meant, I know what you mean.
Yeah, sorry. that's the sleep deprivation I meant, doesn't.
Yeah.
And then what my mouth did is not that. So
Anytime you do sex and he doesn't request
say
daddy,
doesn't request it,
Yeah.
you give him a treat.
exactly.
Yeah,
Perfect.
because that way he learns. And you know, as we all know, men are dogs, so that will guarantee work. If you don't want to try any of the zany shit, that one will fully work. Unless it's summer. Because then
David,
the spray bottle might be nice.
we're not responsible for.
Sorry.
And switch it to
Listen.
lemon juice in the summer, okay? You know what I mean? Like, let's get something a little bit of inventive on your own.
Pepper water.
David, my mum's first
be a
love.
solve.
My mum's first love died
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
The
I
plan
didn't
for
do it.
okay. No one
Just
thought that you
wanna
did. A
Get
little
ahead
bit.
of that.
The lady doth protest too much. No one thought you did. Okay. Now we
There's
think
not
you
even
did.
any red spots on my hands. I'm good. I'm not. This one, I'm not Lady Macbething this one. I fully didn't do this.
I'm gonna just. I had sort of like a vision in my head there really quickly that if tomorrow it came out in the newspaper, just on the news, it said Brisbane man found in Lady Bathory-esque, home gratification.
Mhm.
And it's you and you like to just lay in the blood of people. I don't know if I would even react. You know what I mean? I'd go,
You go, yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's Friday. So
right, yeah. And I'd go,
is that a
if anything,
promo
I would go,
opportu-
if anything, I would say, that's how he keeps his skin looking so youthful. And then I would just be on to the next story. You know what I mean?
Are we missing a promo opportunity to every, I don't know who would do this, but if you're a fan of the advisory and you have this bandwidth, to go through every episode and find any time that we do a joke where I kill someone and then produce like a newspaper headline article that we could then post on Instagram. That could be like a
That's-
marketing.
That's a full-time job
Or
because
is that because it's every episode?
you
Yeah.
openly fantasize about murder all the time.
It's not fantasy. If it's more like it's like I've just got a good memory.
David, my mum's first love died recently.
Again, not guilty.
The plan for his remains is to keep them. Sorry, the plan for his remains is for them to be cremated and then his current wife to keep them in an urn. My mum
Normal so far.
yeah, pretty,
Yeah,
you
pretty
run of the mill death and cremation.
Yes.
My mum wants to take some of his ashes from the urn and then take them to their old spot and scatter them, assuming she can do so without alerting his family and thus adding to their pain. She thinks it will help her mourn and that it will not do any harm to him or his family, especially since she will do it only if she can be sure that it will not be found out.
Okay.
I
I thought
think-
that was gonna say, especially since he's dead.
I think it's disrespectful to his remains, and that if he wanted his ashes to be scattered somewhere special, he would have talked to his wife about it. Should I stop her? Is this a strange but okay reaction to the death of someone important to her? Or should I encourage her to seek other ways of mourning? So just to clarify, Mum's first love died recently. His wife...
Oh,
His
yeah,
wife will
okay.
have the body cremated and they'll keep it in an urn. Mum wants to fully get in there somehow without them knowing and steal some of the ashes so that she can scatter them somewhere special to her.
so she's doing a ash heist. In my head, I don't know why, but I assumed that I was like, oh, well, this must be her ex-husband. No, this is just like someone she dated.
Her first love.
The first dude that, she Marty McFly'd at whenever. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's your standard, ash caper.
Sorry, it sounded like there was someone in my apartment. It's just the roadworks that are going on 24/7 outside my flat.
A psychopath's reaction to someone who was in your apartment, okay? You had a look come across your face like, well. What a predicament you have found yourself in. I think there's someone in my house. You went, here we go.
I was
Here we
hoping
go.
the law had finally caught up with me, so I'd have a challenge for once in a fucking while. Look, this is tricky because she's planning a heist which I want to encourage. It's a good instinct.
It's the best instinct.
It's the best instinct. You know, and again, another question asker who I want to help. Okay,
Mhm.
you've looked at the situation and your empathy is kicked in. And that's a mistake, because this is the advisory and we're all about hijinks and capers.
Well,
I think
get your head out of your ass, lady. Like, get your head out of your ass and get in the game. All right, Mum
start
doesn't.
helping.
Mum, thank you.
It's not called Ocean's 1, motherfucker.
Exactly. Get it. Start throwing in some fucking plan ideas, dude.
Gather a team.
Dude, you are absolutely
Assemble a team.
running interference while Mum is getting in there to do the dusty caper, okay?
Okay, I can do this in one, James. Gather a team. As you explain in voiceover how you're going to do the heist, make it turn out that you've already done the heist and it's a twist on the chronology of the story you're telling, and then double cross your own team to get the ashes for yourself, and then reveal that you getting caught double crossing was part of the plan the whole time. What I'm saying is heist films are fucking garbage. I think as a format, it's completely fucked. Ocean's 11 is the only good one, and they should have stopped after that. Look, that was a weird.
Thank God we didn't go on a tangent on that one, everyone.
I didn't know that was in me.
We didn't.
That snuck up on me as much as it did you guys. I didn't realize I hated heists until that happened.
I don't believe that for a second, but yeah, sure, continue.
It's not like fucking Subway, right? I'm aware that I hate Subway. This thing is new. This is new news I need to process. Anyway, so look, yeah. First of all, get a crew. Because here's what I'm thinking: like, stealing things is easy. Not getting caught is hard. I think you need to help facilitate this, and you also need to add some kind of a goofy, fun angle, because you're dealing with quite a dark subject. Because I guess what I'm thinking is maybe the spot that's special to her, and then you gather some more ash, you get a little bit more of the ashes, and you do a bit with it.
I'm sorry. What the fuck did you just say?
Well, so you help her facilitate her wish, but then you also do something funny.
No, I get that. I'm just saying.
Maybe you take the little baggie of ashes, right? Because it'll be so much they won't notice. And you put a little bit. You go to a golf course and you put a little bit in every like odd hole number on that golf course. So every time someone knocks a ball into that or gets a hole in one or whatever, they're doing it to a dead guy. Do you know what I mean? Something fun. Or you maybe like tape a little bit of it to like the upper, like the other side of an elevator carriage. So he's just going up and down forever.
And
something fun.
Sorry. And I'm trying to wrap my head around what you've just said.
What's up?
Right. And now I'm trying to process what you thought would be fun. We're not trying to. Are you trying to open up a portal between the living world and the dead world to bring his ghost back? I'm just trying to
brighten up
Are you trying to give him some unfinished business so he's eternally trapped in this eternal middle fucking purgatory hellscape? What are you doing?
I just think it's
funny.
First of all,
a hilarious burn, right? A hilarious scoop with the ashes is to put them inside the air conditioner in the car of his high school bully. You know, turn the car on right at the end of the movie. The ashes into his face. Waste of ashes! You want to put a bag of them on top of an elevator?
My thing is longevity. For the whole lifetime of that building, it's funny. Where is he? Don't know. Could be on the 3rd floor or the 7th floor. That's funny. Wonder where he is now. He's not in a better place. He's on floor 11.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah.
The problem is it's not to you explain it that it makes sense.
Yeah. Which I think inherently makes it
maybe hole 12.
Which make it bad.
Which, as far as jokes go, if you have to explain it, it's not funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty much my only valuable contribution here, because I think you're on the wrong side of history here,
I'll tell you what, grabbing that question for this episode, in all of the infinite possible realms of potential answers that you could have come with, I'll tell you what, that one surprised me. That has surprised me.
Stick and weave, baby. I'm not
Wow.
predictable. Fuck you. You don't know where I'm going.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah,
I did kung fu at the start of this episode, apropos of nothing.
that is true.
I'm a
Jeez.
loose James. Maybe I'm the wild card and you're the straight man.
On this episode, I think.
On
I
this
think that's the
episode.
case. Yeah, we've entered some
Yeah.
parallel universe.
Oh,
David,
don't talk about that. That's upcoming.
David, I had a small socially distanced party for my birthday. And it was supposed to just be my brother, roommate, boyfriend, and me. But
Cool.
my piece of shit brother, I might have added a little bit there, brought
Little
his
editorial.
brought his new girlfriend, Emily, and her small son without asking. Great.
Ooh.
We love
Cool.
an uninvited guest.
And an uninvited kid at that.
Yeah, really fucked up the vibe of this birthday party.
Oh,
Dog, you're the girlfriend of the brother. You come not invited. This birthday party is 4 people deep. You bring a +1 +1? What the fuck? That's upset me.
it's this.
That's really upset
This is
me. Who does
it's a
that?
real 2.5 men. It's a real 2.5 men type situation, isn't it? Because it's not a person. You brought a child.
You put a,
Like, they
you put a
can't hang.
vibe killer.
They can't hang. They can't smoke weed. They can't drink beer.
They don't have any good stories.
They don't have jokes. What are they contributing?
They can't be part of our caper. Useless.
They can't do our drunken heist with us.
I really thought I'm back in the other question. I never saw that. I thought for sure our advice was going to be some type of elaborate scheme where someone runs interference while the other person sneaks in through the back door and rips out a handful of, jack dust and then fucks off. Never would have seen that we leave him for eternity going up and down on an elevator.
It's just so funny because people are always like, I wonder where they are now. They're in a better place. It's so funny.
And then it cuts to you going, I think he's on floor 3. Dude.
It's so funny to me. It's so good. Oh,
our apartment's on a busy
if you
street.
find a way to, oh my God, you put his ashes in a bottle and throw that bottle into the ocean. He's in a better place. Nah, he's in Jamaica, actually. It makes me happy.
I'm going to leave you high and dry on that one. You've gone, am I right? And then done the high five. And I've gone, no.
Yeah, James,
Not that
I don't
one.
have enough. There's not enough
that
neurons firing for me to have any judgment. So,
Perfect.
those,
Hey,
I left those all yesterday when I didn't sleep. So,
our apartment's on a busy street and our yard is
Yep.
not fenced in.
cool.
It
Cool.
wasn't fun.
Sorry. Oh no.
We had to keep an eye on the kid so he wouldn't run off the patio. Emily was more interested in our beer than anything else. Holy fuck, Emily sucks. You suck, Emily. You brought your kid that you're not looking after and you're bogarting our whole beer stash. You suck.
Okay.
My roommate got me
This
an
is my
expensive
kind of
cake.
like party nightmare because I curate this. James will tell you I'm a fucking weirdo. So like I have a narrow range of people that I vibe with, and if you're bringing in a vibe outside that vibe, that's not good to me. That's not gonna work. If you can't hang and like, you know what I'm saying? This would fully. I would be like, this would ruin my evening.
I also don't think that I would need to be the sort of the person to like inform others David's a bit of a weirdo when just in this episode you done kung fu, you left the guy going up and down for eternity with his
It's funny,
corpse
though.
dust
Funny, though.
as a joke, right?
Yeah.
You got excited because you thought someone had entered your lair and you were going to get a chance to do a free kill, and that you bathed in blood. So
Yeah.
just putting that out there. I don't think someone needs to go, look, I'm a little bit strange. He'll tell you all about it. I don't need to tell you
Got it.
anything because he told you. He told you
Right.
everything you need to
Okay.
know.
self-evident is what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
David, my roommate got me an expensive cake and she was handing out slices when Emily pushed her over and tried to take a huge slice for her son.
Why is that written like a skit, like a cartoon? Walks up and pushes, like, I don't think that's really why it
could be.
Could be.
So, Doug, Emily so far has done some fucked shit.
I'm not a big fan of Emily.
This
if I'm
is
being
so
real.
Emily going up to shove someone out of the way to get a bigger slice for her son feels like Emily energy so far. So I buy it.
Emily, we don't approve of Emily.
No.
For your brother. We don't approve.
We don't stand Emily at all. No, thank you.
Is that, do people say that because of Eminem?
A stan?
A stan? Yeah. That must be the origin, right? I've never thought about it before, but it must be.
I don't know. I think so. You peruse.
Stan. I'll get back to you.
I stopped Emily and told her to take a smaller slice since the cake was very rich. Then I put the rest of the cake back in the fridge. I told my brother he needed to get a handle on the situation, but he just told me to chill. Hey, chill. Tell Emily to chill, guy.
You're like, I'd love to chill, but I can't smoke weed because a kid is here.
When they left, only my brother said goodbye to us. Then my boyfriend looked in the fridge and noticed the cake was gone.
No.
I was pissed off and ran after my brother. They were still in the parking lot trying to buckle up the kid. I went up to Emily and demanded she give me back my cake.
Oh my God.
First, she said, I have no idea what you're talking about.
James, I accidentally ran ahead. No.
Then I saw the cake on the back seat and told my brother to give it back. Emily swore I had given it to her because cake is for kids. Hey, you stole my cake. Give me my fucking cake back. I don't have your cake, dude. It's in the back seat. Yeah, because you gave it to me. Remember, you silly goose? Because cake's for kids.
Do you reckon this is like, she's like, maybe if I just pretend he won't remember. Also, cake is for kids only works in a scenario where a kid was invited to the party.
That's a good point. Yeah, your kid wasn't invited here.
It's clearly an adult cake. It's too rich for the kid.
It's also an adult party. So why the fuck? Okay, we can't with you, Emily.
Fucking Emily, seriously.
So Emily swore I'd given it to her.
All Emily's.
Emily swore I'd given it to her because cake is for kids. I called her a liar. My boyfriend and roommate followed me out, and my roommate went around the car and opened the door to grab the cake. Emily tried to stop her.
Yes.
So she's like, oh, well, cake's right here. I'm just going to get that. And she was like, no. And then like.
So no one's on her side.
No.
Good.
Emily tried to stop her. The cake ended up on the ground. The kid started crying. Emily started swearing, and everyone went home mad.
Perfect party, guys.
Emily claims it was an accident, but I believe my okay. But I believe my roommate, and she says Emily knocked it out of her hands. I want nothing to do with Emily ever again, and I'm angry at my brother for bringing this witch and trying to defend her. Everyone in our family is appalled by what happened. I told him when Emily apologizes and replaces the cake from the same bakery, then I'll forgive her. He got angry at me because it was a $50 cake from the city. He told me I was being petty and unreasonable and that it was just a cake. I don't care. My birthday was ruined. This was the first time Emily met anyone in our family, and she got drunk and stole from me. This is a red flag if there ever was one. I don't think I'm out of line here. I don't think I'm out of line here. Am I being petty and unreasonable? How do I get her to replace the cake?
So, first of all, Stan does come from the Eminem song.
Okay.
Can confirm. One more internet mystery solved. Now, I think, look, getting her to replace the cake is weird and petty, but justified. It's one of those things where I don't think you're getting a new cake.
I fucking better be getting a new cake, dude. This fucker is she should be lucky and consider herself lucky that I'm not demanding that she plan and finance a whole second birthday party, you piece of shit.
That's what I was going to suggest, because I don't think the cake is the issue here. I think the issue is that she fucked up your party, and the cake the cake was an innocent bystander during the murder of the party.
Right.
And I think asking for the cake is a mistake, because I think that gets her off the hook for the actual crime she did. This was a stray bullet that done murdered your cake.
This chick tried to claim that she didn't have it. Then she tried to claim that she gave it to her. Then she tried to claim the fact that she stole it was an accident. You can't have you can't have all three, Emily.
If they have to be consistent. Like, there has to be a consistent universe you're creating.
You can't
say, oh, nah, you fully gave it to me. No, I didn't. Oh, then I guess it was an accident and I took it. I didn't mean to. Oh, but nah, actually, you did. Your roommates. It's like this is an inexperienced liar. They need to, first of all, Emily, shame on you for your behavior.
Yeah.
Second of all, if you're gonna behave like this, get better at fucking backing it up.
Get better at lying, please. It's embarrassing.
If you're gonna try this shit, this is the advisory. We specialize in crafting uniquely tailored manipulations of reality.
Yeah.
If you're gonna step into our fucking house and make a rookie error like this, James, rookie error like this is Bush League shit. You're gonna do that in front of us. You better be prepared to be shamed for it, because this is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because
we're making tailor-made bespoke bullshit.
2 steps forward.
Yeah.
You wouldn't step forward and look at the cake in the back. Like, it's just
You think anyone wouldn't press you for the cake-sized box that you had under your shirt?
It's a cake. It's visible. Why does that bothers me so much? I can't.
I don't think you're overstepping the mark by demanding a new cake. I don't think that you're being unreasonable. I think Emily has earned herself a prolonged psychological attack where we drive our cake crazy.
James, are you suggesting, and I don't want to ruin someone's life, are you suggesting we plan an elaborate apology party for Emily that we ruin for her?
No, but tell me more about this.
We planned the world's worst party, but we tell her, hey, water under the bridge, want to apologize.
The longest con.
She comes in thinking, I'm finally part of the family. I'm acknowledged. And she has the worst time. It's a house with only sharp edges for that kid to fucking walk into. It's warm beer, cheap warm beer. It's light beer. It's Miller Lite. It's cheap warm beer.
Okay, yeah.
It's a $5 cake of a flavor she dislikes thoroughly. Oh. They're all the snacks that she isn't a fan of. Maybe she can't do dairy. You only do cheese boards.
Those chocolate chip cookies that she reaches for, puts in her mouth, raisin cookie.
Oh, James, you've done it.
Perfect.
Olives with the fucking pips in.
You're a maniac.
Delectable James.
Right. I like that. Okay. Yeah. So you say, look, hey, you know what? It was my fault. Water under the bridge. You're forgiven. Take her in under your wing. Right. And then this could potentially be months. You get her on side. And then eventually, when it comes time for her birthday, you say, you know what? I got this. Let me take it from here. I'm going to plan you a little special birthday party.
For her birthday. And here's what you do, right? And here's the pièce de résistance, okay? This is going to require some planning and some teamwork, okay? When it's cake time.
Yeah.
When you've arrived, you've obviously given her the cake in the box and she's opening it. Oh my God, thank you. You bring the cake. In the course of the party, when you get her drunk on warm, light beer and cheap, shitty vodka, someone swaps the boxes of the cake to an empty box. And so when you go to so when it becomes cake time for her birthday and she opens the box, it says, you know, whatever your name is, it'll say Catherine. It'll say Emily owes Catherine a cake, and it'll just be a
Right.
sticky note on an empty box,
Yeah.
and that'll be the crescendo to the shittiest birthday party for the shittiest person.
Right. It's a long con. It's a long
It's
con, and
gonna
then
take work.
the final reveal is an empty box, and then her saying, you fucking piece of shit, you did take my cake," and then it's her
No, you
now
don't need
being
to say anything.
oh, you say nothing. Okay.
All of you, everyone involved, just crosses their arms. If she goes, "Where's my cake?" You go, you had it 2 months ago, and you threw it on the
Right.
floor. Don't you remember that?
So and then a sort of, you know, a voice from the background, you hear, "Cake thief, cake thief," and then more and more people start joining in, "Cake
And
thief."
she walks out to the balcony and sees the entire neighborhood on the front of her lawn. And
Her
they're all
own
holding
son,
signs that say
her
"Cake
own
Thief."
son down there with the roommate, also chanting "Cake thief" at their mum.
Yeah, shame. And they're doing the shame finger.
What's the shame finger?
This might be a local thing, but it's like I think it's Simpsons actually. You go shame.
Right. Okay.
I don't know.
I think that might be a new one for me.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good.
Someone
I like
correct
that.
me if that's not where that's from.
I like that approach.
Yeah,
mine was a
what have you got?
again a prolonged psychological attack. I wanted Emily to wake up in the middle of the night, and she's thirsty. She goes out to the kitchen to get a drink. A crack of lightning, lights up the room momentarily. Slice of cake sitting on the counter, just out of nowhere.
Okay.
Emily,
like it.
she goes to drive her car, backing out of the garage, puts her arm up on the thing, looks in the back seat, slice of cake. Little slice of
Ooh,
cake back
this
there.
is good. This is strong.
Opens the letterbox, little piece of cake inside.
Oh, James could. Oh, now I don't want to intervene in your thing.
Okay.
I just want to throw out a suggestion and see if this vibes with you.
Mm-hmm.
You said wakes up in bed, and I assumed you were going to say, and there's a horse head made of cake in her bed.
We could do that as
the
well.
Godfather, because that's very fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
about so like
could you change everything in her life to be? She goes to the office. She goes to turn on her computer, and her screen is cake. This is people that make
cake can't
look like stuff.
Okay, Kate. Yeah, she did those at the monitors. She's like, "Oh, my monitor's not turning on." Goes to shake her mouse. The mouse is cake.
She goes to grab her keys, and it's cake.
This is good. All right, yeah. So many different routes you can take. You can nail a piece of cake to her front door.
Oh,
A little cake on the front
involved.
step with like a single bullet on it. You know what I mean? Just sort of like, I'm just saying. Take it in any route. Hey, you brought the mobster. You brought the mobster angle into this for a second, okay? So I'm just following your lead.
You just picking up what I'm putting down. Maybe you could pay a couple $100 so that all the billboards on her drive to work just show pictures of cake. Billboards are cheap. It's not that hard to do. That could be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of the logistics of that, because billboards don't function the same way that they do anymore, that they used to, because now it's just sort of like a big LED screen. So you're sitting there like
digital,
hoping that it like flips over. She's like, fuck, her light's gonna turn green soon. But come on, GOA billboards, turn to my billboard page, and then it flips over to.
Okay, you're right. What if we pick the right intersection, and then we just make sure that when she leaves the house, there's a nail under 2 tires, and so then she'll have to stop at that intersection and then look at it.
Right. Not just throw pieces of cake at her car at the intersection.
We could do both.
Okay, perfect. And then
I'm just not trying to walk past the billboard idea. You make a good point. They have changed.
I'm just saying, like, I think because with the cake angle, by putting it in places around her life, essentially, where the scary realization is that someone had to get in here to leave the cake. Eventually, we get to the point where, you know how on cupcakes they have like the paper that you can eat? We eventually just start printing photos of her like getting out of her car, doing her groceries, you know, maybe like around like
Ah,
a, you
that
know,
are on the
that are
cakes.
on the cakes. The ultimate one then being her asleep in her bed. Uh, it's the photo on the cake.
James.
Um,
James, this is devious.
yeah. Because I figure at some point you are going to spend a lot more than $50 on all of these cakes, but it's about the principle because she ruined your fucking birthday. All right. And this is about prolonged psychological warfare, driving her cake
James,
crazy.
yeah, listen, you have one 27th birthday, okay? Money's made up, property's not real.
Exactly.
This is a worthwhile investment.
I'm not going to be 27 again, and you ruined my day. I'm going to ruin all of your other days.
Now, okay, hear me out. What if we just you ever think something and then like as it's about to come out, your
All the
brain
time.
catches up with the neurons? I was gonna say, what if we just ruined her life? And then, and then I realized it had nothing to do with cake or this event.
Right.
I was just thinking of ways to destroy this woman's life.
Yeah.
And then I had to stop myself because none of it was fun. It was all just pretty dark.
Yeah. But she did ruin our fucking birthday though.
I was just thinking like, because my head immediately went to, you were talking about cakes and costs, and I was like, maybe if you bake them yourself. Then I was like, what if you fuck with her baking situation? Like you swap her, you know, sugar and salt. You change her pepper for like black chili flakes. Like there's a lot of things you could do that would ruin someone's life in some more subtle ways. And then I was like, well, what if you just sabotage her washing machine? And then it all kind of spiraled outward from there. And I realized I was just planning kind of a prolonged harassment of a person that wasn't really related to cake or the advice component.
It stopped being about cake for you quite some time ago. But the funny thing is that they were all sort of like logically interconnected, you know? It was like cake and then baking things and then, you know,
well, that's,
get a bit
that's
of a
how
stain.
I got to the elevator thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sorry?
That's how my brain works. Because I went, isn't it weird that people always say, oh, you know, I wonder where they are now, or I wonder if they're looking down at me, or if they're in a better place. And then it kind of worked its way up to the lift thing. It didn't start there, right? Like that's just my brain works like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You started to like picture a scene from Ocean's 11 or something, and you're like, there are in a lot of elevators in that elevator, right? For sure.
And then I went, isn't it weird that every heist is the same? And then my brain, then you guys heard what happened. So it's, I'm not happy about it either. I'm not thrilled about the fact that that's how my brain works, but you know, it is what it is. So.
Also, now that I think about it, your advice for that, the dust one, kind of wasn't advice. It was just you tugged on the thread of, oh, well, they're going to need some heist-like activity to get the urn dust. And then you just went, forget the dust, full heist. And then at the end, you remembered the dust and went, and then put the dust on the elevator forever.
Yeah, because heists make no sense, and it's not a good format.
Okay, he's back on. So. He's back on the heist hating train. Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
David, I think
we already did that. Yeah, who cares? Oh, it's a triple double. Fuck off.
And then there's that one scene where the helicopter's coming down, and the guy comes off the wall because he was there the whole time or something. You know, because he would sort of camouflage. Yeah.
Or he was wearing 3 or 4 masks or 5, and you're like, okay. We get it.
He's 9 masks deep. All right.
It keeps twisting and twisting.
Yeah, you have been every main character in this film. Okay. I don't trust anyone. I don't trust anything. Please, for the love of God, take off your final mask so I can get some resolution in my life and know who this is.
Do you ever think about the fact that, like, I think about this all the time. Like, one of the broad appeals of like genre films in general, it's just like, I don't know, things have a resolution, and I keep thinking about how funny it would be, and this is just because I'm broken, to go through the entire process of like pitching, getting funding, like go through the whole process of getting something made with the explicit purpose of at the last minute, like it's like, say if it's like a heist film and they're about to explain how they did it, where they, you know, like they reveal that they have the gem and they're like, but how did you, you know, it's like an Inception when it's like, but how did you pull it all off? And then instead of explaining it, just cuts to credits. I just think that'd be funny. Um, just to hurt people, I guess. Just to hurt people is
Wow.
get to prove that it's a dumb genre.
Didn't you like
I
that Operation Fortune Ruse de Guerre? Isn't that kind of like, is that like a heisty movie?
Yeah, it is. Well, it is a heist. I did like that film. Don't watch it right now until the strike's over. I did like that film. But I just don't think I just didn't get enough.
What if they own it on
working,
Blu-ray? Are they
James.
allowed to watch it?
Yes, you can watch that on Blu-ray. We can't. We don't want to promote you to consume that on a streaming service. Also, don't buy it. If you have it, do whatever you will. If you already have it in your home,
Wow.
okay.
These
If
are,
it's in your home, do it.
yeah, the strike it's the strike laws lately have illuminated one thing for me recently, and that is I thought that I understood how this worked. I get the
No.
function of it, and then now I'm sort of like, now it's like, well, how do I consume media? A big fat question mark on that one. I'm not really sure. All I know is that if I've got it, I'm good.
If you bought it already, you're good. You just can't tell people to go watch it. And if it's
What if
on
I
a
have
service,
if I have it on a Plex server, my own home Plex server?
you
I'm
can
good.
you can do whatever you want as long as you don't tell people to go watch it.
Okay.
Or
On
I
my
suppose you could
Plex
tell
server.
them to steal it, but I think that's a different crime.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Wait, is telling? I guess telling someone to steal something. I guess it's not a crime. You just shouldn't do it. I don't know how laws work.
Depends who you're saying to rob.
Oh, true. Because we always say it's not stealing if it's a big business.
Or Emily.
So, or fucking, I would steal
Fucking
shit
God,
from
dude.
everything from a fucking.
I know.
Nailed down.
She robbed my goddamn. She robbed me on my birthday. Rob me on my birthday. Get robbed. You know what I mean? If someone came in, then we can't.
I came across this in like one of our first episodes when I was going and we did that month eclipse or whatever. I never included it because it took like 5 minutes to get to the point. But at one point we did suggest as a solution and it was not related to the question. We just were too far in the source. One of our suggestions was, what if you just stole all of their furniture? And I don't think we've ever used that again. Like they just come home and all of their furniture is gone.
It's a good one.
And it wasn't related to the question or like it was just.
But it sounds like a good solution, you know? And what I like about it is it's practical. It's
profitable.
Has it?
Sell that shit.
Very profitable. Has a direct impact. Where am I gonna sit? Where am I gonna sit?
Did I ever tell you that when I was in high school, when I went to nerd school, not when I went to Catholic school, we did a thing one time where so fucking dumb, where we got to a classroom early and the teacher was running late, and someone was like, "Wouldn't it be funny if we rearranged the classroom, but just slightly, so everything is slightly off? So instead of even rows, some rows were slightly closer together and others were slightly further apart, and then some were slightly further back and some were slightly further forward." And at the time, like as we were doing it, I was like, this isn't funny. The teacher's not going to notice. And she walked in and she went, "The fuck did you guys do? What did you do? It feels weird." And I was like, I can't believe she noticed. Like, and I guess they just knew that teacher. This was like, I hadn't had it very long. They just knew
Surely
that
you
teacher
wouldn't notice, because throughout the
wouldn't.
day, rows are going to get bigger.
It would
Rows are going to
shift
get
and-
smaller.
I
I've
don't know.
always said it. A classroom is like a living organism.
It's
Knowledge is good.
the river that
runs through
the life that is learning. Wow. What another delightfully unhinged episode of The Advisory. If you would like to follow us on the socials, we are at Advisory Podcast pretty much everywhere. Otherwise, you can find those links in the show notes if you want to go to a specific social, as well as our email address if you'd like to send us some mail. We'd love to hear from you. We want to hear from you. Send us some email. Ask us advice. Send us feedback, but only if it's positive. And wherever you consume us, please consider giving us a rating or review on your podcast catcher of choice. It's how more people find the show. And if you do it, I am legally obligated to do like a funny voice or an impression when I read your reviews. So keep that in mind. And please be kind to me because my character work is garbage. if you want to join the conversation like Colin, you can find the advisory live on twitch.tv/Black Swan Society. That is twitch.tv/Black Swan Society. We stream the advisory live 6 p.m. AEST every Thursday. All the details for that are in the show notes right below wherever you're watching or listening to this. Thank you so much, James. Take us out with your famous catchphrase.
David likes it good. I like it bad. Keep it good. Don't get sad, you know?
Don't get sad. Get even.
Hell yeah. Don't get sad. Yeah, this week from the advisory. Don't get sad. Get even.
We'll see you next week.
See you next time.